Amara's heart sank. She had thought she was free. She had thought the sacrifice had freed her from the Snake King's grasp, but now he was here. In the very air around her, she could feel the weight of his presence, feel his power swirling around her like a storm. The forest seemed to grow darker, the trees whispering in a language she couldn't understand. "No!" Amara cried, stepping back, her hands trembling. "I've given up everything for freedom. You can't have me. Not anymore." The voice grew colder, more menacing. "Everything? You gave up your hope, your future. But I'm not done with you yet. You think you can escape the curse by breaking our bond, but you cannot escape your true nature. You are mine, Amara, and I will make you remember." The ground beneath her feet began to shift. The trees seemed to close in, their branches stretching toward her like skeletal hands. Her legs felt weak, her body trembling with fear as she realized what was happening. The Snake King was not done with her. He had not let her go. With a flash of instinct, Amara turned and ran. The forest blurred as she sprinted through the darkened woods, the wind whipping at her face. She could hear the hiss of the Snake King's voice echoing behind her, growing louder, more oppressive with every step she took. "You cannot escape me," the voice whispered. "You belong to me." Amara's breath came in ragged gasps. She couldn't think. She couldn't stop. She had to keep running. She had to fight. She didn't know what else to do, and then, in the distance, she saw it. A faint light, a flicker in the darkness. Hope. Without hesitation, she sprinted toward the light, her heart beating wildly. As she neared it, the world around her seemed to quiet, the storm fading behind her. She stumbled into a clearing, the light growing brighter. And in the center of the clearing was an ancient tree, its roots stretching wide, a golden light emanating from its trunk. It was a tree she had never seen before, but somehow, it felt familiar. As if it was calling to her, guiding her. With no time to waste, Amara approached the tree. The moment her hands touched its trunk, the earth trembled, and a powerful force surged through her. The storm, the darkness, the curse, everything seemed to shift. The air became still. A voice, soft yet strong, filled the air around her. "Amara, you have come seeking freedom. You have made the ultimate sacrifice. But freedom comes with a price. Are you willing to face the truth of your journey?" Amara stood still, her chest tight with uncertainty. "I don't know if I can," she whispered. "I don't know what the truth is anymore. I've lost everything, and I don't even know who I am anymore." The voice, though gentle, carried a deep weight. "You are stronger than you know, Amara. The curse you carry is not just one of darkness, but of light. You were born for this journey. You are not alone, and you do not need to fight this battle by yourself." Amara's eyes widened. The pain, the emptiness, the loss, it was still there, but the words, they resonated deep within her soul. There was more to her than the curse, more than the sacrifice, more than the Snake King's claim on her life. She was more than a prisoner. "Find the balance," the voice said, the last whisper of wind fading away. "And when you do, the truth will be clear." Amara stepped back, her hands still resting on the tree's trunk, her heart pounding. She didn't understand everything yet, but she knew one thing: this wasn't the end. This was the beginning of something new. The storm had passed. And now, she would face what came next. Amara stood at the foot of the ancient tree, her fingers still pressed against its rough bark, trying to steady her breath as the world around her slowly settled. The light from the tree pulsed softly, like a heartbeat, drawing her in deeper. The storm that had raged just moments ago seemed to have been swept away by something far stronger than the wind, by the presence of this place, and the power that now flowed through her. She could feel it, a quiet hum beneath her skin, a sense of connection to something ancient and vast. The voice had spoken to her, and she now understood. The journey wasn't just about running from the curse or from the Snake King. It was about finding balance between what she had given up and what was still within her reach. But what did it all mean? Her mind was racing with questions, but she could feel a calmness settle over her, as though the tree itself was whispering answers she wasn't yet ready to hear. It was as if the very earth beneath her feet had become her ally, rooting her in the moment, grounding her when everything else seemed to be in chaos. She took a deep breath and let go of the tree, her hand falling slowly to her side. The golden light from the tree seemed to respond to her, growing brighter for a moment before dimming again, as if acknowledging her readiness. The air around her felt clearer, almost sacred. "I'm not alone," Amara whispered to herself, the words almost a reassurance. Her grandmother's voice, the woman in the clearing, the storm, all of it had led her here, to this moment. A soft rustling in the trees pulled her attention away from the tree. For the first time, she realized that she was not alone in the clearing. There, standing at the edge of the light, was a figure she had not expected to see, a man, tall, with dark, regal features. His skin was smooth and dark, his eyes piercing yet filled with a deep understanding. His presence was calm but powerful, like the earth itself. He stepped forward, his movement fluid, almost ethereal. "Amara," he said, his voice rich with depth. "I knew you would find your way here." Amara's eyes widened as she stepped back. "Who are you?" The man smiled softly, a faint, almost knowing smile. "I am someone who has watched over you. I am the guardian of this place, the one who keeps the balance between the earth and the forces that seek to disrupt it." "You're a guardian?" Amara repeated, her voice trembling. "But how? What does all of this mean? What does it mean for me?" The guardian's gaze softened. "It means that you have passed the first trial, child. You've freed yourself from the serpent's grip, but the journey isn't over. You still have much to discover about yourself, about the world you're connected to, and about the true nature of your sacrifice." Amara shook her head, frustration building. "I don't understand. I've given up everything. I've given up my hope, my future, and now I'm just here. What more is there for me to discover?" The guardian stepped closer, his eyes meeting hers. "The balance you seek is not simply about freedom, Amara. It's about understanding your place in the world. You are more than just the curse of the Snake King, more than the daughter of your grandmother's deal. You are a child of the earth, a keeper of its secrets, and you must learn to harness the power that flows through you." Amara felt a jolt in her chest, a sensation of something deep within awakening. The earth? But how? What power do I have? I'm just a girl who has been broken by everything I've lost. The guardian's voice was firm but kind. "No, Amara. You are not just anything. You are the embodiment of balance itself. You see, when you gave up your hope, your future, you created a void. And within that void lies the potential for something far greater. That void is not weakness, it is strength. The balance you seek is not just external, it is internal. You must learn to embrace the power of both light and darkness, strength and vulnerability, loss and gain." Amara stood still, her mind swirling. Balance. She had been so focused on escaping the curse, on being free from the Snake King, that she hadn't realized the true power of what she had done. She had sacrificed something precious to her, yes, but in doing so, she had also freed herself from the chains of the past. And now, in that very sacrifice, there was room for something new, something she could shape with her own hands. But how do I do it? Amara asked, her voice barely a whisper. The guardian smiled again, this time with a hint of warmth. You must first look within. The power is already inside you, child. All you need to do is learn to channel it. But be warned, this journey will not be easy. There will be many more trials, more choices, and the darkness will always seek to pull you back. But as long as you remember your true nature, the balance within you, you will find the strength to overcome it. Amara felt her heart stir as the words resonated deep within her soul. She had been running for so long, trying to escape the darkness, trying to outrun the pain. But now, she understood. She didn't need to run from it. She needed to embrace it, just as she would embrace the light that had always existed within her. With newfound clarity, she looked up at the guardian. What do I do now? The guardian's eyes shone with pride. Now you begin your journey. You are ready. The first step has already been taken. The rest is up to you. Amara nodded, her heart swelling with a mix of fear and hope. The journey ahead would be difficult, but she was no longer afraid of what lay ahead. For the first time, she felt like she had control over her own fate. The Snake King, the curse, her past, it no longer defined her. She would define herself. And so, with the guardian's words echoing in her mind, Amara stepped forward, embracing the path that lay before her. She didn't know where it would lead, but she knew one thing: this was her journey, and she would walk it with strength, with balance, and with the power of both the light and the darkness. To be continued.